Hi there. It's April 17th and time for Proverbs 17. Jump over there. So, lots of good advice in here. First one, better a dry crust with peace and quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. Okay? Go to the family get together, and you know there's going to be arguing and political discussions. People hate each other. Better to stay away from that, right? Think about that at Thanksgiving. 2, a prudent servant will rule over a disgraceful son and will share in the inheritance as one of the family. You could think of some examples of that, right? The crucible is for silver, the furnace is for gold, but the Lord tests the heart. When you melt metal, any kind of metal, specifically silver, gold, iron, when it turns into a liquid, all the impurities float to the top, and then they scrape those off and throw them away, and it's left with pure metal, right? Imagine the Lord doing that with your heart. You can ask the Lord to purify your heart. And it's a similar process, right? It can be painful. A wicked person listens to deceitful lips. A liar pays attention to a destructive tongue, right? And that's where your riots come from. People listening to the wrong people. Whoever mocks the poor shows contempt for their maker. Whoever gloats over disaster will not go unpunished. Whoever mocks the poor, you look down on them, okay? You're mocking their maker, God. Whoever gloats over disaster will not go unpunished. Are you glad something bad happened to somebody? They'll get you for that. 6 children's children are a crown to the aged, and parents are pride of their children. Right? Parents are the pride of their children. I like that. Right? Grandchildren are the crown of the aged, and parents are the pride of their children. Okay? If this is your child, right, showing off their parents, this is your grandpa and your grandma. Eloquent lips are unsuited to a godless fool. How much worse, lying lips to a ruler. Well, I talk. There's a note over here. The lip of excellency. There's some people that try, right? Worse, lying lips to a ruler. We're going to leave that alone. A bribe is seen as a charm by the one who gives it. They think success will come at every turn. Okay, bribes. There are more things in here than bribes, and we'll put these together. Okay? We will. 9, whoever would foster love covers over an offense, but whoever repeats the matter separates close friends. This right here. Okay? Gossip. That is gossip. Okay? The rumor mill. It's telling other people's business. It's not your business. Right? Whoever would foster love covers an offense. Keep your mouth shut. Okay? You know what so-and-so did to me? Well, that's not their business. It's between you and the person who did it to you. Okay? Spreading gossip separates friends, separates churches. Yeah? And Satan uses it as a trillion-dollar industry. Okay? Everywhere. 10, a rebuke impresses a discerning person more than 100 lashes a fool. Right? You tell a wise man something, he'll listen to you. Okay? He'll learn from it. Evildoers foster rebellion against God. The messenger of death will be sent against them. Wow. A note over here. By the messenger is meant such means as God useth to punish the rebels. Evildoer, rebellion against God. Plenty of that around, huh? Right. Like in the days of Noah. Better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than a fool bent on folly. A fool bent on foolishness. By he meaneth the wicked in his rage, who hath no fear of God. Fool bent on foolishness. So we highlight that just for kicks. Just for kicks, we'll highlight that. Evil will never leave the house of one who pays back evil for good. If it does something nice and you pay it back with evil, evil will never leave the house. 14. Starting a quarrel is like breaching a dam. So drop the matter before a dispute breaks out. Right? Let it go. Let it slide. Keep on scrolling. Okay? You know what that means. 15. Acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent. The Lord detests them both. Goes on a lot, doesn't it? It does. 16. Why should fools have money in hand to buy wisdom when they're not able to understand it? And some people pay for college when they have no ability to learn what's in there. Okay? They're there for some other reason. 17. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. A note over here. So that he is more than a friend, even a brother that helpeth in time of adversity. Right? You know, people that you consider your friends, right? And they're friends, and they like to have a good time. But when trouble comes, it says all over the Bible, when trouble, it doesn't say if, it says when trouble comes, when calamity strikes, right? Then you'll find out who your brothers are, right? And not always blood, the one who sticks by you no matter what. 18, one who has no sense shakes hands in pledge and puts up security for a neighbor. He goes into great detail on this. He's very much against the act of what we call today co-signing for somebody else's loan, guaranteeing somebody else's loan. Right? Has nothing to do with you, has nothing to do with who's lending them the money, but you're guaranteeing it. Solomon says this is a very bad idea. Over and over again. 19. Whoever loves a quarrel loves sin. Whoever builds a high gate invites destruction. 8 over here is lifteth himself up above his degree. Builds a high gate, right? Lift yourself up above your degree. There's some people that just like to argue. Some love to argue. They live to argue, okay? Only one whose heart is corrupt does not prosper. One whose tongue is perverse falls into trouble. Prosper doesn't mean getting ridiculously wealthy, okay? You can be ridiculously wealthy and not prosper. Okay? If your tongue is perverse, falls into trouble. And many of these extraordinarily wealthy people are in trouble. You know, always running from something. 21, to have a fool for a child brings grief. There is no joy for the parent of a godless fool. You know, these people jumping up and down on police cars and setting fire and hurting people. You think their parents must be so proud, right? Not. Cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. Okay? We are trifold beings like God, created in his image, right? We have a soul, we have a body, and we have a spirit of our own, which God uses to examine us with, right? As a light, it says. If you crush the spirit and put the light out, very little that can bring that back except God himself, right? But cheerful heart is good medicine. Joy, that's joy. Okay? 23, the wicked accepts bribes in secret to pervert the course of justice. There you go. I said we would get back to that. Okay, we will put those together. A discerning person keeps wisdom in view, but a fool's eyes wander to the ends of the earth. You look out too far. Jesus said, don't worry about tomorrow. Some people are thinking about next year. Okay, ends of the earth, someday. Think about today, what you can do today. A foolish son brings grief to his father, and bitterness to the mother who bore him. More of that. Just look around. There's plenty of them out there, right? 26. If imposing a fine on an innocent is not good, surely to flog honest officials is not right. To flog honest officials. It says should smite such for equity for their well-doing. Right? They do. They beat down honest people, right? They have physical flogging. It can be mental. They beat them down. The news tells lies about them, right? 27, the one who has knowledge uses words with restraint. Get that? And whoever has understanding is even-tempered. Okay? Use your words with restraint, right? Most of the time it means just keeping your mouth shut, not saying anything, letting it go. 28, even fools are thought wise if they keep silent, and discerning if they hold their tongue, right? Even a fool is thought wise if he keeps silent. Wise people keep silent most of the time. There you go. That's Proverbs 17. Now let's put these ones together, all right? A bribe is seen as a charm by the one who gives it. They think success will come at every turn, okay? There are people that bribe other people, especially in government. It should be illegal. In many countries it is. They call it corruption and extortion in other countries, but in this country, it seems they get away with it, okay? And they think they're successful. One giving the bribes thinking they can get whatever they want, right? Think that, okay? The wicked accept bribes in secret to pervert the course of justice, right? Bribe is seen by the charm by the one who gives it. They think success will come at every turn. The wicked accept bribes in secret to pervert the course of justice, right? And you ask yourself why many of our representatives, they are not leaders, they are representatives, okay? They're supposed to be representing the people that voted for them. They get a certain amount of money each year for working, but their wealth, their net wealth goes up usually 10 times that, okay? 10 times, millions of dollars a year from accepting bribes in secret to pervert the course of justice. Okay? Happened then, it happens now. That's all we're going to say about that, right? Okay, we highlighted 3, the crucible for silver and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the heart. right? It's a good thing to ask the Lord to purify my heart, right? It's an old song from the 80s, I think, in the last century. Purify my heart, let me be as gold and precious silver. Okay? They call that the refiner's fire. That's the name of that song. A good thing, but it is a process and can be a painful process, but the end result is pure. Okay? 5 is highlighted. Whoever mocks the poor shows contempt for their maker. Whoever gloats over disaster will not go unpunished. Okay? They're two separate sayings that kind of go together, right? If you mock the poor, you're showing contempt for God. Okay? God created everything and all the people. Okay? If you gloat over disaster, you will not go unpunished. Okay? You never gloat over any disaster that befalls somebody. Okay. 6 is highlighted. Children's children are a crown to the aged, and parents are the pride of their children. Okay? Parents are the pride of their children. Now, I kind of take this to mean that, as a grandparent, your children, you are the pride of their children, okay? They love to take their children to see grandma and grandpa. Okay, we did that one. Whoever would foster love covers an offense, right? If you want to foster love, let it go, okay? Let it slide. Whoever repeats the matter or gossips separates close friends. Gossip is a terrible thing. Better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than a fool bent on foolishness. Right? That's a big saying right there, okay? Whereby he meaneth the wicked in his rage who hath no fear of God. Right? A fool bent on folly. That's no fear of God. Okay? Big mistake. 13 is highlighted. Evil will never leave the house of one who pays back evil for good. All right? Think about that. Somebody does something nice and it's repaid with evil. Evil will never leave that person's house. Okay? 15, acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent. The Lord detests them both. It's going on right now. The news, every day, the news is doing just this. Right? Just this. Go down that rabbit hole, right? A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of diversity. Find out who your true friends are like brothers, okay? Ones who will be there through the good, through the bad. Okay? I do have friends like this. Okay. And 28. Even fools are thought wise if they keep silent, and discerning if they hold their tongues. Keep quiet. If you're not sure, just keep quiet. Okay? A wise person is usually a quiet person. Okay? Because wisdom knows that right? Humility, honor comes with humility, with being humble. Right? Otherwise, you're prideful and arrogant, and that's not a wise person. Okay? A wise person knows better than that, so they keep quiet most of the time, right? And people know that. So if a fool keeps silent, it can often be mistaken for a wise person. So there you go. That's Proverbs 17. All right, and we're getting through it. See what we're doing later. We're starting Luke chapter 14. Okay. So there you have it. Give us a like if you think about it. and catch up on any you might have missed. This is good stuff. We've done this 20 times. You can probably look through the archives and find this study in the version of the Bible that you like to read. I've done it in many different versions, and there are 20 times through it. So and stay tuned later for Through the Bible in a Year. We'll do that. But until next time, we'll see ya.